settled third off the face on the inside of Sumitaz. Shamrock City going forward, so is Happy Diamond. Swallow Flight midfield on the outside of Jim and Tonic, then Golden Silk and Ladies Din and Very King Prawn. Arcadian Hero third last on the inside of Prolix, and Eagle Cafe had dropped out to the tail of the field. Slickly the leader, heading down the side towards the 1200 metres mark. Sunline and Nick away in second spot. Happy Diamond is third, but 3 deep on the outside of Sumitaz, and Mark fourth on the rail. A length and a half to Jim and Tonic, followed by Swallow Flight, Shamrock City, Prolix. Then Golden Silver in front of Ladies Din, Very King Prawn, Acadian Hero, and Eagle Cafe is 2 lengths away at the tail as they travel down towards the final bend. Sunline's gone to the front, approaching the 800 metres mark, and the Glamour Mare from the land of the long white cloud had hit the front. It's Sunline 2 lengths clear on Slickly as they come to the final bend. Prolix moving up deep, Happy Diamond in the centre as they round the corner, and Sunline sets her sights on the big prize. 600 metres to run, and Sunline in front. Slickly on the rail. Prolix goes up on the outside, followed by Mark fourth, and then Jim and Tonic beginning to run on. Sunline's in front. Slickly on the fence, battling back. Mark fourth into the clear, trying to reach them. Jim and Tonic is deeper out. Sunline led, coming to the last 250 metres. Here's Very King Prawn. Very King Prawn storming down the outside. Jim and Tonic in the centre. Very King Prawn and Jim and Tonic. Very King Prawn. Jim and Tonic striding for stride. Jim and Tonic. Very King Prawn come to the line. Jim and Tonic beat Very King Prawn in a photo. Sunline third, followed by Golden Silver, Acadian Hero, then Prolix. Swallow Flight, Slickly, Eagle Cafe, Marfoot, then Ladies Din, followed by Happy Diamond, Sumitaz, and then came Shamrock City, and Chrysosil Monaco has stayed in the gate. Chrysosil Monaco stayed in the gate. Photo. Jim and Tonic and Very King Prawn. Jim and Tonic perhaps has more frequent flyer miles than the person who won the Skywoods competition just a few moments ago. Has battled back bravely after Very King Prawn.
But that straight's a long straight. Jim and Tonic came to win it, and then King Prawn came on the outside. He had it, Very King Prawn had it won, and Jim and Tonic just gamed them between the two. But a phenomenal race.
Outstanding ever. Take a look. Ding Dong again. Sunlight is on the rail. Battling inside. Jim and Tonic on the outside. It's Very King Prawn as they come to the wire here. Rather proud of Very King Prawn, the right-handed whip, giving it all. You see Greg Charles, he hasn't given up there as he has the rail, but he's beaten now. Now it comes to Jim and Tonic. You're almost saying the outstanding French jockey. He knows how to get into the wire. And you watch Jim and Tonic just to hit the wire, push the head down, and the 7-year-old has done it again in his 7th international country.
Yes, he's just a wonderful horse. You're looking at the 3 best in the race on form. They've run hard all the way. There's hardly anything between them, but he's outgained them, and he's got that little bit more stamina than the Hong Kong and the Great Filly from New Zealand.
Russell Devan has to be just over the moon, John. This one is really special to him, John Tonic.
Yes, I mean, I think he's the sire of the horse is double bred, and I think Francois probably sleeps with him half the time. I mean, he's in love with the horse. Mosse rides him particularly well. They had an argument one time about a year ago, but he does know when to bring a run with this horse, and it was a greatly timed run because it definitely looked like Very King Prawn had got it and revenged the defeat in the Hong Kong Mile by Sunline, but this boy came between him and stuck his neck out and won it.
John, was the difference the 3 furlong, 3/8 of a mile stretch?
Yes, I think the stretch at Chartin is easier to get than this one. Frankie Dettori was on Slickly with Greg Charles. They were up front. Frankie was rating his horse. They weren't going crazy. They went a really sensible pace. 2 jockeys, 2 brilliant professional men in front, know their game. No one was going too fast. She just ran out of stamina the last part. No more than that. She's a great filly at a mile, but this extra little distance, this extra length of stretch just caught her out, and these 2 boys came.
That's the stable lad of Jim and Tonic. You talk about emotions in this. This lad has traveled the world with his 7-year-old gelding. The emotions are pouring out tonight here at Nad Al Sheba.
Well, yes, because the old boy did look like he'd lost his form a little bit, and here he's come back and put everyone in their place. And a very sporting gesture. from the rider of the second horse as he goes past Gerald Mosse. He's such a lovely old gelding. It's so wonderful to see a great 5-year-old mare, a great 7-year-old gelding racing. We don't get nearly enough of that in Europe. Far too much of our older horses disappear abroad, and it's great to see these horses.
What emotion to the lad, and it says so much again about the bonding between the lads and these horses. They work so hard, John. Don't get a whole lot of attention usually, but he's in the international spotlight right beside him, François Dumas.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I mean, he will know that horse better than he knows himself. And there's a very, very valiant second. Great performance by Ivan Allen's horse. And really running within a pound of the form with Sunlines from Hong Kong. Great training achievement by the trainers of these two fine horses, the second and third, to bring them all around the world, to bring them back again and have them run within a pound of what they ran before. Some people forget how hard it is to peak these horses like this.
And I think people sometimes lose sight of the fact that while Sheikh Mohammed, this was his vision. Well, of course, he's so competitive. Yes, he has the world's greatest racing stable, Godolphin. But I know he's getting as much pleasure out of this, John. A winner from Japan, a winner from America, and now a winner from France.
A winner from France with a second from Hong Kong and a third from New Zealand. That's what it's all about. Great international racing. They've come from all around the world here. There's the new grandstand in the back. I've been up in it. It's the most wonderful place. And Gerard Mosse, a very cool rider, a man who never gets flustered. And for François Dumas, a great moment. His Cheltenham hopes were dashed when the meeting was cancelled at his fine Cheltenham Gold Cup horse, but to come here and win this is certainly the right gym and tonic for him.
Jim and Tonic has just been superb. We mentioned his first run since the Hong Kong Cup when he lost out to Fantastic Live in the final leg of the Emirates World Series for 2000. The Pre-Perth, he had won that race. Saint-Cloud has traveled the world really and made himself a true international star in horse racing, and well deserved for these connections tonight.
Very much so. They've always travelled everywhere. They've never really bothered so much with the racing at home. They mainly used the racing in France as a prep race for international travel. I always tell him, I said, you always take your holidays with your horse, and he tells me he does.
Well, he picked a good spot here in Dubai, and how much he's enjoyed it this week, and now he's enjoying it a lot more because this was the $2 million Dubai duty-free for the first place prize of $1.2 million. Jim and Tonic, owned by John David Martin, a 7-year-old gelding by double bred of the Jim French mare, Jamaica, bred in France, and just a great performance. You take a look at the official result. Jim and Tonic, who was sent off with Fairy King Prawn, just about the same odds of 9-2, finishing 1-2 Sunline, the 7-4 favorite Greg Charles, getting the show spot. But as John said so well, that is France, that is Hong Kong, and there is New Zealand, Australia. Just don't get better than that in international racing.
No, that is very much so. And they've come from so far around. But Dubai is strategically well placed, of course. It's in a way, it's halfway between Europe and halfway between the Far East, set on the Gulf. So it's a great place to travel. The Americans and the Japanese have a slightly longer journey, but not so much the Japanese, but they've made it and won the Dubai World Cup. And there's a very happy, very debonair French trainer, François Dumas. To have a horse like that is very much the dream of a lifetime for a trainer.
And as a gelding, of course, his prospects, of course, are racing and more racing, and he sure seems to show he enjoys it.
I think he does. I think the old boy raises his game when he gets on those frequent fireflights at 30,000 feet and he comes and races. He likes fast ground. The ground ride's good to firm here on the fastest side. There's a very happy Gerard Mosse. Very happy indeed. He does know how to time the run with that horse. He certainly has won enough races getting there late. He got in trouble for getting there too late once.
Prawn responded not only to Jim and Tonic on his return, but a very nice gesture as Sunline came back too. A very nice round of applause for the champion mare.
Yes, she puts...
Well, there it is, and I don't suppose you'd see a more poignant shot than that strapper going out to collect Jim and Tonic, and with the tears streaming down his face. And there's a shot in the jockey's room. The winning rider, Gerald Mosse. A good ride too, wasn't it? Well, there's that happy strapper. I don't want to see him when he's sad, but a lot of emotion there. Greg Charles, let's go back to Dubai. Here's Greg Charles.
It was a crack of a race.
That's right. She got into her favourite position with 1,000 metres to run. the horse Sickly early was just, wanted to lead. He was pretty keen to take the lead. So I sat off him a little. The mare started to pull a little. They don't like me to hold on to it too much. So at 1,000 we got into her favourite position. She dominated the race from that point on. I didn't go too fast. I didn't think. It was just nicely run. I waited till she was well balanced. She asked for an effort. She kicked. But the other two kicked that little bit better and were too good.
Was the long stretch here, Greg, the 3 furlong, 3/8 of a mile, was it a factor?
Yeah, look, you can sit down and analyse it, and you could say this and you could say that. At the end of the day, we were beaten by 2 better horses. The long straight, sure, it doesn't help, but, they ain't going to give it to you.
Well, here he comes. Sunline right now is on the lead. You put away Slickly on the inside of you, but the danger, of course, is coming outside with Very King Prawn and the old veteran Jim and Tonic. You've hooked Very King Prawn from the past.
Yeah, that's right. Look, she kicked, she tried, but she had no answer. And, we've got no excuse. They were just too good on the night.
But Sunline certainly did nothing to diminish her reputation.
No, she was only, she was only 3/4 of a length behind the winner, and she won in Sha-Tin, the Hong Kong Mile, and she ran 3rd here. So you can't have it all your own way, but she holds her head very high for down under. She accommodates, she runs it true and tries hard. She's a great man. She'll come back.
Well, Greg, you're a fine young man, a fine jockey. We appreciate you taking the time to visit with us. I know we'll be back in the winner's circle with Sunline. We'll see you down the road in the Emirates World Series.
Thanks very much.
Well, there's the presentation taking place for the Dubai Duty Free. Well, there was a sensation in the race in the early stages.